Aloha, this is Wellness with OMG and welcome to Breath Express. Focus is on breathing, so let's close the eyes and observe your breathing. Natural, normal. Okay, super. Let's take a few deeper breaths. Feel where the expansion is, feel where the contraction is. Now let's take a few really deep breaths. If your collars and your shoulders are rising, just allow them to stay down and feel if you can expand from lower down your chest and your diaphragm and even your belly. One more. And setting an intention. So something you'd like to announce during this experience, or an intention you have for this morning or this afternoon, whatever time, or this evening, whatever time you're practicing. Or something you'd like to manifest in the next few days. Clarifying that intention by just bringing it into a few simple words. Great, let's take 3 deep breaths to feed that intention, and we'll come back a few times during the session to feed the intention. Okay, super. We're going to do a few warm-up exercises. Before that, I'm going to assist you to prime your lungs. So the lungs don't just breathe on their own. They rely on the intercostal muscles between the ribs and the diaphragm, which is the most flexible muscle of the body. So these muscles create more room for the lungs to expand into, and they compress, so they push out more, they assist the lungs to push out more air. So breathe in, more oxygen, breathe out, more carbon dioxide. And something that I might remind you again and again, if you keep with this series of Breath Express and the Breath Expression sessions that I offer, the key, probably more important than the in-breath, is the out-breath. Push out more air in the out-breath. It's kind of easier to do that. Create a vacuum, more air can come in. So let's try that a few times. Breathe out, breathe in. Notice what's happening in my side ribs. Key is to keep the shoulders down, release the lower jaw. Might even want to smile, it helps you drop the intensity. Focus on the front, the sides and the back. 3 more breaths. It's more about the belly, the diaphragm, and up to the center of the chest. One more. What the collars and the shoulder area is doing, that's almost insignificant. Very little lung capacity in that area, and we can bring about more stress and tension when we do that. Okay, coolio. We're going to do a few warm-up exercises. I'm going to be slightly side on like this so you can see better. And you can sit cross-legged. Let me sit cross-legged. And you might already be sitting cross-legged. So choose. And if you're not so much yogic and you challenge to be in the cross-legged position, then sit like this, or sit with the legs slightly apart. Bend your knees even slightly. I want your back to be straight. Okay, I'm going to sit cross-legged for now. And I'm comfortable that way. You might want to sit like that, right? Really up to you. I've just gotten used to this over the 24 years of doing meditation and yoga, that I can sit comfortably like this. Not everybody can comfortably do this. Okay, let's roll. First one, hands on the knees, breathing in sternum forward, breathing out, rounding the spine. The chin can stay more or less parallel. You might want to start slower. And then you could go faster if you feel comfortable. A few more. And at the end, we're going to pull in the perineum, that muscle between the anus and the sex organ, and we're going to hold it in breath and relax the body. Okay, 2 more. Deep breath in, sit up tall. Pull in that perineum. If you're new to this, you might find that challenging. Have I got it right? It's okay. You just do it to the best of your ability. You might feel the energy rising. You might feel more energized. And breathe out. Keep the energy, breathe out. Awesome. Second one, going to rotate leading with the navel. So normally we rotate leading with the shoulders. Here, we're going to lead with the navel. Breathing in forward, breathing out back. And then find a kind of softness within you. It's not about just waxing it, doing it, mastering it, being a warrior. It's about being a peace warrior, making peace, being gentle, being kind, being soft. And the other way. Two more. And breathing in, sit up tall again, but relaxed. Stretching up, but relaxed. Pulling that perineum in as you hold it in breath. And breathing out, keeping the energy, just allowing the breath to release. Feel those sensations. So one of the most powerful things of breath work is that it helps clear the mind, and you might be feeling that already. Okay, awesome. Next exercise. Thumbs to the back, hands on the shoulders, and breathing into your left, breathing out to your right. And you almost want to hear, you don't almost want to hear, you do want to hear your breathing. How can you almost hear? Few more. You might have noticed me laughing at myself. It's so important to be able to laugh at ourselves, with ourselves. And breathing in, elbows up. Pull in the perineum, relax the shoulders, relax the neck, release the lower jaw. And breathe out, bringing the arms down. Come back to your intention. Refresh the intention that you set earlier with a few energizing breaths, staying relaxed. And let's go to the next exercise, dropping the chin to the chest and rotating. Breathing in up, breathing out down. Other way. Back to center, deep breath in, hold the breath. Breathing out, release. Okay, super. Next exercise, we call it stretch pose, and you're going to stretch the legs out in front and lie. You might be lying on the ground. A mat's nice to have if your surface is cold or slightly wet like mine. The grass is beautiful, but it's pretty wet now early in the morning. So you're going to keep your feet 6 inches off the ground. You're going to keep your shoulders off the ground, your shoulder blades can touch, arms stretched out in front, head not locked tight, but there's a slight gap and you're looking between your big toes. So stretching the legs, stretching the arms, and breath of fire. Sorry, I didn't explain that earlier. It's a short, sharp exhale. It's kind of like you're a steam train. You're going to do this for a minute, so you can start when you're ready. You also want to pin your lower spine into the mat, and you want to suck your navel in as tight as you can towards it. And it's just a navel and diaphragm movement. We're almost there, 20 seconds. If you need to stop, if you really need to stop, you can, but see if you can challenge yourself to hold out. And if you stop, come back again, 10 seconds more. Deep breath in, hold the breath, pull in the perineum, stretch even more. Hold, hold, feel the energy rise, and breathing out, drop everything in the sigh. Few deep breaths and sigh out. Okay, bring the knees up and hold that with your hands. And then we're going to swing backwards and forwards. It's a lovely spinal muscle massage. And the more you swing your legs, the further you can swing backwards and forwards. And keep the chin locked as you go back, safeguarding the neck. If you're newer to this, you might even go with shallow movements. A few more. And coming into standing position, right? So it's mainly breath work, but we're going to include a few stretches, yoga type stretches. The body's a circuitry of energy, so when we align certain body parts and move into stretches like this one, feet together, and you can take your upper arm over, slow, long, deep breathing through the nostrils, and breathing into center. Breathe out the other way. And you don't want to try too hard, you don't want to push to your maximum, just allow the body to fall into position and breathing in back to center. You're going to do a backward bend, so bring your hands to your upper buttocks, lower back, elbows back, and then straightening the knees and allowing the shoulders to turn around and open up, so you're working your shoulder blade muscles, and then you're going to lift up the chest, chin back, and allow the back to drop further. And just make sure that you are safeguarding your lower spine, your spine altogether. So sometimes less is more, and this helps build trust in yourself. A few deep breaths. So I can go further, but I don't want to go to my max. I want to rather enjoy the expansive breathing. One more. Breathing and leading with your chin and your chest. And then arms to the sides, palms facing forward. Feeling the energy. Super. You're going to do a forward bend. So backward bends are invigorating, energizing, vitalizing, and forward bends are relaxing, calming down. Soften your knees a bit and drop your chest down, and then straighten your knees. Just hang there. Your arms might be off the ground like this. And just go as far as you're comfortable. Bend your knees one more time. Drop your chest a little more. And then straighten your knees, trying to keep your chest as low down as you can. Drop the chin, drop the head. You can even interlace at the elbows. You might want to get the out breath even longer. And bend the knees slightly, round the spine up as you breathe in. And bring the chin up last. Feel how you are more grounded, centered. Come back to your intention, feed your intention for 3 breaths. Okay, we're gonna do the quadriceps, the thigh muscles, and if you can't hold your foot, then you might want to get a little towel or so to hook around your ankle, and that should be easier to hold. You can hold the foot, there we go. Let's then bring the knees together and then bring the hips forward. Notice the stretch is different now. Shoulders back, chin up, straightening the spine, and the tailbone might tend to slip back. Let's draw the tailbone forward. Another way of expressing that is the pelvic muscle, bring it up towards the navel. And look at one position, this helps you keep the balance. Nice one. Other leg, dropping that foot, swapping. Keep the focus in the one point. This is a great centering and focus exercise. Inner balance. Discernment. Laser focus. Trying to keep those breaths slightly deeper than normal, or even deeper than that. You can go to 5, 6, 7, 8 seconds long each way. So long as you're going for at least 3 seconds, that's good each way. And slowly down. And really good to open up the hips as well. So we're going to spread the legs out wide, and then you're going to hook your elbows in a knee, prayer position. You might need prayer to endure this one. Okay, so notice my buttocks is not dropping all the way down, and it's not sticking up. My hamstrings are parallel to the ground, more or less. And let's breathe deeper. The longer you're holding, the deeper you might want to breathe. This will help you energize, get more oxygen into your body, into your muscles, secrete more serotonin, dopamine, and endorphins, all these positive brain chemicals that help us with drive, with inspiration, and you might want to even smile. Yeah, we're there for about 5 more breaths. And if you're feeling athletic, you can go for another like 11 breaths, and some of you could go a lot longer. So if you want to stay there for longer, you can. Otherwise, let's come down onto the ground, and we're going to do some power breathing. So breath express. We're going to have a bit of an espresso, double espresso, triple espresso coming up. So these exercises breath exercises can help you secrete DMT. And if you're new to it, you might take some getting used to. You might take doing this a second or third or fourth time before you get really familiar with it, and get connected with the subtle ways of relaxing a little more and expanding the lungs a little more, and if there's movement, just getting the movement finer tuned, and then it's layering the elevation that this technology can give you, that this breath intelligence can give you. Okay, cool. Let's close the eyes. Come back to the intention. 3 deep breaths, feeding the intention. Okay, coolio. The first one, you're going to breathe in for 2 seconds, breathe out for 2 seconds. In through the mouth, out, in through the nostrils, out through the mouth. And you're going to pull in the perineum, that muscle between the anus and the sex organ, right? It's that muscle that you hold your wee in if you can't go to the toilet immediately. And let's say you're driving and you've got 20 more minutes on the road, and it's a muscle that you taint to hold your wee in. Okay, so let's just go for that a few times of that experience. In, pull that muscle in, relax it. Again, in, and relax, and pull it in, and relax, and again, and relax. One more time, and relax. Okay, so we're going to breathe in, pull that muscle in, breathe out, release it. It's kind of like a sigh out. Okay, let's go. Keep going. You might want to relax your shoulders, dropping them down. Keep going. Your elbows, just making them limp. And your wrist, the same thing. And your lower jaw, just drop it down. And your lips should become soft. They might even part slightly. And you could even relax your temples and your forehead. And you could even smile a little. Okay, let's go for another 30 seconds. Five more. Then we're going to take a deep breath in. We're going to hold the breath for a few seconds, and then we're going to breathe out with the sound of ah, oo, The ah is for from the root area up to the diaphragm. The oo is the chest area. The is the third eye area. Okay, 2 more. Deep breath in. Sip in a little more air. Hold the breath, relax the body. We're there for about 10 seconds. You can pull in your perineum nice and tight. Relax everything else. So it's a long out. And deep breath in. Let's come back to the breathing. Keep going. You might find your shoulders rising. You might find tension building in your shoulders and your neck and your face. You want to keep that as relaxed as you can. You're just pulling in one muscle, your perineum. Seconds. 2 more. Deep breath in. Sip in a little more air. And this time we're going to breathe out. And hold. Push out all the air and hold. Relax the body. Be there for about 30 seconds. Slow, long, deep breath in. Pull in the perineum. And keeping the energy slowly out breath. Come back to your intention as you take a few normal breaths. So that's what we've been building up to, these heightened sensations, the connection to a higher state of resonance, touching that space of your higher self, spaciousness, quantum field of all possibilities. Beautiful. Next exercise, we're going to do 2 things. We're going to do breath of fire, and then we're going to do what is called alkaline breathing. So by us taking in more oxygen into the body, creating a tank of oxygen within the body, we also alkalize the body. So it's fantastic for immune boosting, for energizing, for all the amazing brain chemistry, for alertness of the brain, for just sharpness, for feeling more alive. And yeah, we've got this possibility and probability any moment of every day, especially when we're awake. We can relax more, we can be more alert and be more laser focused and focus on what's the one right thing to be engaged with. And that's meditative, that's mindful. And the mind's pretty busy, and especially with this, we clear the mind, we just wow, and the mind just becomes like, it's kind of evaporates, right? So beautiful space to get into. And this time we'll come into the intention, feeding that at the back end. So let's go with a deeper breath in and sigh out. So forget everything that I said and just focus on your experience. One more time, deeper breath in and out. And let's go. Breath of fire. Take a half a breath in. Let's go for 15 seconds. Soften everything else. So it's just your diaphragm and your belly muscles that are working. And if you've been doing stuff like this, diaphragm, navel, all the way down to the pelvic muscle, operate all of that. If you're newer to it, just allow your interpretation and your exercising to just be. Don't try to get too intense and do more. Keep it simple. A few more breaths. Okay, great. And now let's breathe in through the nostrils, out through the mouth. Notice my hands sliding up my knee and my thighs and out, down. You don't have to do that. Keep the chin parallel if you want to do that, and then spine moving as well. Otherwise, just sit there. Let's slow it down. few more faster. Deep breath in. Straighten the spine, squeeze in a little more air. Relax the body, hold the breath, drop the shoulders, release the lower jaw. And breathing out all the air. Push out all the air. And sit up straight. And just hang there. With extra oxygen in the body, you don't need to breathe. Some will hold the breath for longer. Just drop everything. Relax. And we're going to take a slow, long, deep breath in. Stay relaxed. Hold that breath for a few seconds. You're going to pull in the perineum. You're going to pull in the pelvic muscle and the navel. Try to relax the diaphragm. Feel it squeeze, relax the shoulders. Sometimes we tighten the shoulders and the neck and the jaws. Relax all of that. And breathing out, let go. Keep the energy, feel the sensations. Beautiful. Going to do one last exercise. This comes from a Tibetan yoga monk practice. It's called tumor breathing. It's called building the inner fire. And somebody like Wim Hof has taken this and has called it the Wim Hof method, which is amazing that he's brought this to the West. And it's along those lines. So in and out through the mouth. It's like you're gasping for breath and out. Like you're just letting go of all the air and relaxing and releasing all the tension. Yes, so follow me. Keep that pace. Bella. The dog is probably apprehensive, the dog in the property that I live in. And it's just checking in. I'm trying to go that we're all good. Bella! Okay, keep going. Even if the dog bark disturbs you, just come back to focus. In breath, out breath. It's okay, it's okay. Keep the breathing. Let's go slower and longer. Claim your power with the breathing. Shh. The dog also might feel the heightened energy that I have, the prana that I have, and might not be knowing how to regulate itself, and that's all good. It's all about coming back to center, no matter what somebody else is barking around you and trying to get your attention, keeping your center, discernment, using your energies where it's optimal, not buying into drama or story, your own or somebody else's, observing that from somebody else and possibly observing that with yourself, witnessing that, being innocent to that, being centered towards your higher resonance of purposeful and passionate. Few more breaths. One more. Breathe out. Deep breath in. You're going to hold the breath for a few seconds, then you're going to breathe out, let go, and hold for about 30 seconds. You'll be able to hold for longer, very likely. And breathing out. Release all the air. and hold. Relax everything. Soften the muscles. Really soften the face. It's the last exercise. Enjoy the effects. Connect to the intention. Feed that intention. If you're newer to techniques like this, you might want to breathe soon. Before you breathe, just relax as much as you can. If you really need to breathe, just relax for a few more seconds. And then take a slow, long, deep breath in. Some of you would stay here for longer, and I suggest that you stay there for longer. Otherwise, let's take a deep breath in. Hold the breath, relax the muscles, pull in the perineum, the muscle between the anus and the sex organ. Pull in the pelvic muscle, pull in the navel, relax the diaphragm, relax everything else. If you want to take it further, squeeze in the throat muscles. You might even want to drop the chin in to squeeze. Feel the energy rise. 3 more seconds. You might feel dizzy, just allow yourself, not try to contain it, not try to figure it out, and just allow the energy to dissipate around the head, and then breathing out. Or you might want to hold for slightly longer, and as you breathe out, keep the energy. Bring your hands to your heart center, or one to the belly, one to the heart center. Bring your hands to prayer position, whatever you feel is appropriate. Let's take a few deeper breaths. One more deep breath in. Softly hold it. Breathe out slowly. Thank yourself. Bring your chin to your chest, towards your chest. Thank yourself. Maybe even hug yourself. Thank you. Say this to yourself. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. This is Wellness with Omji, Breath Express. Keep your intention. Breathe that in one more time. Breathe it out. Take care.